Hey everyone, Mr. Happy here, and in this video we're going to be going over some posts that were made on Final Fantasy XIV's Lodestone this morning. More specifically, updates to the 6.5 special site ahead of patch 6.51, as well as a direct update to the Fall Guys collaboration site itself. Now I apologize, as I am currently recovering from COVID. I'm doing fine, I barely have any symptoms, but I'm definitely not going to be at the top of my game for this video and probably the next several. At the very least, it means more jump cuts like that. Anyway, first let's look at the 6.5 updates because there's really just a few rewards, more specifically rewards for Alo Alo Island, the new variant in Criterion dungeon, and like one new screenshot for the Splendorous tools. I call them the Splendiferous tools because it sounds funnier because I don't do crafting or gathering. So let's just take a quick look at some of those new screenshots. We got to scroll through. There were other updates to the 6.5 site. They added renders to the bosses from the 24-man for Zeromus, stuff like that. But first, we have some new screenshots. Now, these two we've seen before, but based on the letter from the producer live, and there it is, we were wondering what the rewards were going to be in regards to the mounts from Variant and Criterion. Well, we have our answer. The pixie with a gun is indeed the mount from the Variant dungeon. So people were hoping that this was the Variant dungeon mount and not the Criterion dungeon equivalent mount. And that looks to be the case. You can see even the little wing animation behind them. This was really popular during the letter from the producer live a while back. So I'm glad to see this will be from completing all of the paths for the Variant dungeon. So it should be very easy to access for people who want the fairy. I just wish the fairy had the gun. Now you might be wondering, what do I mean a fairy with a gun? Well, if we go over to the Alo Alo Island, another Alo Alo Island Criterion dungeon section, that's what I meant by a fairy with a gun, because that fairy has a gun. Not much else to say about that, I suppose. A lot of other things happening on the screen that I'm going to have to dissect ahead of Tuesday, but that is not the new image for Criterion. This is the Criterion mount this time around. I'm a big fan of it. I've actually liked the Criterion mount from both this and the previous one, Mount Rockon. Still not a big fan of the original Criterion mount, the throne-looking thing we had. But this will be either from completing the latest Criterion dungeon on the normal difficulty 25 times, if memory serves, or it can randomly drop directly into your inventory upon clearing the final boss. So, in other words, very expensive. But either way, I like the way it looks. You'd have to assume it has the Criterion music. The other Criterion mounts have the Criterion music. So, looking forward to that all the same. Then for other updates, I think we have one or two new images for some other stuff. Like I said, I think the Splendorous tools have another image. I feel like we've seen this, though. I know this is new to the site, but why do I feel like I've seen this before? Maybe they showed it to us during a live letter or something like that. But this is the crafting and gathering tools, the final step of the new crafting and gathering tools for Endwalker. We also have the tribal quest rewards, and I didn't remember. Oh, no, I do remember that, actually. Yes. Margaret's already there. Fall Guys collaboration, all these images are new, but we're also going to check them out on the Fall Guys collaboration site. And then there's a couple of other rewards. All the Final Fantasy XVI collab stuff got added to the patch 6.5 site. That I've already gone over in the overview for the opening keynote. So that's also very recent information. If you're wondering when this comes out, just sometime in 6.5x. We don't know exactly when, but sometime in 6.5x. And then we have new items. Here we go. So we have a new emote. We have this. We have this looking face right here, smug looking face. That's another new image. And then we have new fashion accessory, which looks to be the leaf. Now, these are almost certainly Variant dungeon rewards. I mean, not necessarily this. This could very well be from Splendorous Tools or something else, but I'm willing to bet both of these are from the Variant dungeon. At the very least, this I feel confident is probably from the Variant dungeon, the new fashion accessory. And it's just the leaf umbrella. That's pretty cool. Just to double check the new images that we actually have, we can always come into this part of the site. You can see all the Fall Guys stuff, all the new Fall Guys stuff, all the 16 stuff. And yeah, that covers all the new images that were on the site. But more excitedly, we have the Fall Guys collaboration special site as well. This is going to be incorporated in patch 6.51 and is actually going to be cycling in and out of the game. They've already stated the plan for this collaboration is to turn it on for a little bit of time, then turn it off for a little bit of time, then turn it back on, then turn it back off. So consider it a seasonal thing that we're going to be getting in 14. So not permanent content, semi-permanent, since it's going to be doing the cycle. So The initial cycle is going to be taking place from Tuesday, October 31st, the release of patch 6.51, until Sunday, December 31st at 6:59 a.m. PST. So don't worry. You don't have to worry about doing Fall Guys stuff the day of New Year's Eve. You can make sure you just have that whole night to yourself. Ain't no rush. You get it done before that, and you'll be fine. So then it just has all the images we have with the other site. You can see, Typhon over here. You can see all the different hammers and effects on the ground. And then this, you can see you have all the spinning things that you have to run through the different obstacle courses. And you can see the debuffs as they kind of line up for when you're going to have to go through the section with the swinging pendulums a bit later. Then you, of course, have the crystal one. This is an image that we actually already had, so this one's not new. And then you have just a screenshot of some of the rewards that we're going to be getting. But fortunately, we can take a much deeper look at the rewards, which are all listed below. How to participate. Play Final Fantasy XIV. They have to do this because it's a collaboration. They did this with Monster Hunter, I think, as well, where the first step was to play Final Fantasy XIV. You have to have level 15 done. You have to have the Gold Saucer unlocked. And then in the Gold Saucer, there's going to be a new quest called Just Crowning Around. So once you have the Gold Saucer unlocked, as long as it's in season, then you should be able to obtain this quest at X48Y61. Then you just need to win in Blunderville in order to obtain Manderville Gold Saucer Fame, a totally different currency from the MGP you're used to using, and that will be used exclusively on the Fall Guys collaboration. Now, it sounds like it's just going to be queue in and go, queue in and go. So you can grind this out at any pace. Doesn't seem like it's gate related, like it's time related. Once it's actually in the game, just queue, go, queue, go, queue, go. Simple as that. Then exchange your winnings at the MGF trader, who is very obviously designated by the Fall Guys headpiece and garb that they're wearing over in the Blunderville Square. Now, finally, we have the items themselves, which we get a few quick screenshots of. We've already seen this. You can see we have a couple of different crowns. You can see you have the actual outfits with the faces on them, the head with the faces and the gloves on them. And then you have the mount. Not too familiar with Fall Guys myself, but that thing is frightening. We had this image from before. We also have a housing item. I wasn't done looking at that. We have housing items like the hammer and some of the other various bits and bobs from the courses themselves. These are all housing items, including the flag with the Moogle on it. And then also this emote, which I have a feeling is going to be the most popular reward over the next several months, because no matter what you're wearing, as you can see, that's going to look ridiculous. Now, the number of rewards is pretty significant if you couldn't tell already. You have the knit cap, you have the parka, you have the bottoms, you have the shoes, you have a matte winner's crown, you have a glossy winner's crown, so one shines, one doesn't. You have the rhino, which is called the Ryes. Get it? Because rhino, Ryes. Anyway, you have the mount, you have the embracing blunders, that's the dance thing they're doing. You have the pink bean minion, you have the penguin minion, you have the Blunderville crown, which is about half the cost of the other ones. Oh, I think these are housing items, these crowns. The flag, the donut bumper, the padded wall, the rainbow, the hammer. Then you also have the Fall Guys theme itself, which is going to be an orchestrion roll. You have 3 different framer kits, a standard rationing manual, and a gold set. Now then, the rest of the rewards are pretty standard. Honestly, what should be designated, because they are the most expensive rewards, gunmetal black and pearl white dyes being here. I guess metallic brass too, it's whatever. But gunmetal black and pearl white dyes being here is, I'd say fairly significant. I mean, not a method I would personally want to go out of my way to farm them for, but worth maybe grabbing a few to hold on to, if you ask me. But yeah, that covers all the new stuff. You can only earn MGF during the event period, and then you're just going to spend it in all those various ways. And then at the bottom of the page, it just has, the Fall Guys part of it. The trailer that we saw, a few months back at the NA Fan Festival when this was initially unveiled. And all the basic stuff. But yeah, those were the updates we saw in the Lodestone this morning. So remember, patch 6.51 will be live, as it said right here, Tuesday, October 31st at 3 a.m. Pacific. Given Criterion and Criterion Savage are part of the patch, a major piece of raid content, at least that what would be considered major in enough to the point where the servers won't be up early. Don't expect the servers to be up an hour early, 30 minutes, no. For that kind of stuff, they'll take it seriously enough to release it on time, and then you can jump right into the Fall Guys event, work on those Splendorous tools, or get right to that variant or Criterion grinding. I know that's what I'll be doing. Variant and Criterion, that is. I'll get to the Fall Guys stuff after. Anyway, recording that video was a struggle for me, in case you couldn't notice. I put a lot of energy into this, into my YouTube voice, as you can see right now. So I'm going to now rest for the next half hour while I go edit and render this. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. Be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and share. And stay tuned on Tuesday. I will be doing videos on Variant, Criterion, all the stuff. You know what to expect. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, take care.